I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on solutions to GCSE test papers. Let me thank the organization for sharing these with all of us. I hope my solutions will provide you the basic concepts and help you perform better. Here I've picked up one which has 30 questions. You need to answer them in 1 hour 30 minutes. Is November 2017 foundation level. Now let's begin and answer them one by one. Question number 1A. Change 365 centimeter into meters. Now we know that 1 meter is 100 centimeter, right? So if you have to do the reverse, that is to change from centimeters to meters, then basically you have to divide by 100, right? So 1 centimeter is 1 divided by 100 meters, right? So to change into meters, we'll say 165 times 1 over 100. So that will give you the answer in meters. Dividing by 100 basically means moving decimal places. So we really get this as 3.65 meters. Clear? So that is the answer, 3.65 meters. Now you have to answer all these questions in black ink. However, I will use colored pens just to explain the concept. So let's understand how did we divide by 100. We had 365, correct? So we just moved the decimal 2 places. That is dividing by 100. To get the answer as 3.65. Now the second question is change 2.7 kg into grams. So we know 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. So we have to multiply by 1000. So we get 2.7 kg times 1000, right, will give us, why did we multiply by 1000? Since 1 kg is so many grams. Do you see that? That's the concept. So 1 kg is 1000 grams, so that's why we multiply. So basically kg and kg will cancel and you get the unit in grams. Okay, so when you multiply, so you get 2700. So we get this as 2700 grams. We can write this as 2700 grams. So the concept again, we have 2.7 kg, right? 2.7. When we times by 1000, basically what we do is we just add some zeros here and move the decimal 1, 2 and 3 places, correct? So that is how we get our answer 2700. Clear? Let's look into question number 2. Work out 2 plus 7 times 10. Now in this particular case, we have to first do the multiplication, right? So the order of operation is important. So this question relates to order of operation. So many different ways we have short forms. So first we have to do brackets and then we have to do exponents and then division or multiplication, or we do addition or subtraction, right? So BEDMAS, or sometimes we start with P as using power. So first operation will be multiplication. So we can write this as 2 plus 7 times 10 is what we are going to do first, which is 70, since that is to be multiplied first. That is the order of operation. So we get 72 as our answer. So this answer will be 72. Now the next question is to solve y over 4 equals to 10.5. Now this question has to be done without a calculator, correct? It is without calculator. So we should cross multiply. So at this stage we are going to cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we get y equals to 10.5 times 4. Is that clear to you? Right? So that is how we are going to get it. Now let's multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. So 2. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Now since there is one decimal, we'll put a decimal here. So we get 42.0 as our answer, right? So we get y as 42 or we could write 42.0. So that both are correct, right? Question number 4 is, here are 4 numbers, -9, -2, 2 and 9. Write one of these numbers in each box to make a correct calculation. So we want the result to be -7. So we are adding 2 numbers. Well, the way we could do it is, let's take -9 here, and then from here we can reduce this -9 by 2. Rather increase. So add by 2, we get -7. So that could be the solution. Clear? So that's how we are going to do these first questions. I hope the methods are understandable. You should always feel free to write your comments, and feel free to even pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Question number 5 here is, here are the first 4 terms of a number sequence, 2, 5, 11, 23. The rule to continue the sequence is, multiply previous term by 2, then add 1, right? So the rule here is, you do times 2 and then add 1. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, and that's how you continue. Work out the 5th term of this sequence. So we are already given 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to get the 5th term here, right? So what should this be? That's the question for you. So we have 23. So we'll just multiply 23 by 2 first. So we get 2 times 3 is 6, 46. And then we are going to add 1. So when you add 1, you get 47, correct? So that is your answer, 47. So next term will be 47. Clear? Question number 6. Here are 5 straight rods. All measurements are in centimeters. The total length of the 5 rods is L centimeters. Find a formula for L in terms of A. Write your formula as simply as possible. So L is total length, right? So basically we say L is equal to, add them all. So we have got A minus 1 plus A, then we have another A, then another A, and another A plus 4, right? So we have to add them all. So we get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A's, right? 5A plus 4 minus 1, that means 5A, 4 minus 1 is 3. So that is how you can write L in terms of A. So we get our solution as 5A plus 3. Clear? So that is how we are going to answer it. Let's move on and take the next question, which is question number 7. Well, here is a grid and we have a point mentioned, which is point A. The question here is, write down the coordinates of point A. That's it. So we have to write coordinates of point A. So always write the x value first. That means something like x comma y. That's what we have to write. So you move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. So you move in this direction. That is 6. So you write 6 first. And then comma, move down. Since you're moving down to minus 2, the answer will be minus 2. So that becomes the coordinate of point A. So point A here is, this point is 6 minus 2. Clear? Let's move on and see the part B now. Part B is, plot the point with the coordinates 2, 9. Label this as B. Okay. So 2, 9. So 2 and then 9 will be this point, and we are labeling this as B. Clear? So that is 2, 9. So B is 2, 9. So first you write the x value, then the y value. Does B lie on a straight line with the equation y equals to 4x plus 1? You must show how you get your answer. Okay, so if I want to show that 4x plus 1, basically B is 2, 9, right? So point B means B is 2, 9. That really means x is 2 and y is 9. So if I substitute 2 here, let's see what we get. So we get 4 times 2 plus 1. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is indeed 9. So y is 9, correct? Since we could satisfy this, we can say therefore point B, which is 2, 9, will lie on the line with equation y equals to 4x plus 1. Clear? Okay. Now question C, which relates to the same grid, is on the grid draw the line with equation x equals to minus 2. So x equals to minus 2 will be a vertical line, correct? Where all the values are minus 2. So let's do that. So that means this is minus 2 for us, right? So the line will be kind of like this. This vertical line is going to be x equals to minus 2, right? So at every point on the line, the x value is minus 2. Clear? So that is how we are going to answer this question. Now let's look into question number 8. The length of a rectangle is twice as long as the width. So if I have a rectangle here, we are saying that length is twice the width. The area of the rectangle is 32. Draw the rectangle on the centimeter grid. So we are given area as 32. Now area basically is length times width. So we are saying 32 is length is 2 times W or 2 times W square. Well, what could W be? Let's first divide by 2. So we get 16 equals to W square, and that gives you the value of W as square root of 16, which is 4. So now we get W as equal to 4. So the length should be equals to 8 twice 4, correct? So let's draw this. So length is 8. If I start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that becomes the length. Width of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? So that is the width. 4 units, so that is the rectangle which you could draw here. Where this is 4, right? And this is 8, and both the units are in centimeters. Clear? Let's move on and take question number 9. Question number 9. Jackie wants to work out 3480 divided by 5. She knows that 3480 divided by 10 is 348. Okay. Jackie writes 3480 divided by 5 is 174. Because 10 divided by 5 is 2, and so 348 divided by 2 is 174. What mistake did Jackie make in her method? Well, the mistake is right there. The thinking is this step, right? So basically what we are doing here is we know 3480 divided by 10 is 348, right? That is correct. Now when you're dividing by 5, then basically you're not dividing by 10, you should be 2 times, correct? So 10 is basically equals to 2 times 5. Right? 10 is 2 times 5, correct? So when you divide by 5, you will get double the number. So when you divide by 5, you will get double the number which you got after dividing by 10, correct? So the reason is wrong, right? You should not divide by 5. When you divide by 5, you should not be doing it half of that number. You should be multiplying by 2, right? So this step should have been not divide by 2, but should have been times 2. Is it okay? So what mistake should Jackie did? Let's explain now the answer correctly here. So the mistake is that it should be 348 should be multiplied by 2. So we get what? 2 times 8, 16, 6, 1. 2 times 4 is 8 and 1, 9. And 695. So we should multiply by 2 rather than dividing. Right? So when you're dividing by this is all correct. Only mistake is here. You should multiply by 2, not divide by 2. Is it okay? So that is what the mistake is. So this is correct, and 348 divided by 2 is incorrect. Perfect. So that is how you could answer. Okay. Let's take question number 10 now. So that is, we are just reaching 1/3 mark. Jake and Sarah each played a computer game 6 times. Their scores for each game are shown here. 10, 9, 8, 11, 12, and 8. Sarah 2, 10, 7, 14, 4, and 10. Who had the most consistent scores? You must give a reason for your answer. So when we say consistent means close enough, right? So we are saying, in this case, what do we mean? It means minimum range. Narrow range, right? Consistent, right? So basically, let's find range for Jake. So we'll find range for Jake. So range will be maximum minus minimum, right? Range is maximum minus minimum. In this case, the highest mark is 11, or rather 12, sorry, this is the highest, and the lowest in this case is 8. So when we take away 8, we get a range of 4. And range for Sarah is what? Sarah is maximum she scored was 10 and minimum was 14. So 14 minus 2 is 12. So that means who is more consistent? Jake is more consistent. So we can write the answer. Jake is more consistent since range for him is 4, much lesser than that of Sarah, which is 12. Is that clear? So we could answer it in this fashion. Now the second question here is, Jake played a different game 20 times. This stem and leaf diagram shows information about his score. Key is, when you write like this, 1/2, it represents 12 points. So this is like ones place, and that is the tens place. That's how you actually write in a leaf diagram. Okay. Now the question here is, Jake said his model score was 6 points because 6 occurs most often in the diagram. Well, 0, 9 here was 6, which is occurring here, really means this is not 6, this is 26, correct? So is Jake correct? You must explain your answer. Well, is Jake correct? No. So the model score, model means most frequent, right? Score is 26, not 6, correct? So that is what it is. Now let's take the next question, which is question number 11. There are 30 children in a nursery school. At least one adult is needed for every 8 children in the nursery. Work out the least number of adults needed in the nursery. So 1 for 8, right? So we can say, we can make a column which is adult to children. So we are saying for one adult, there could be 8 children. For 2, there will be 16. For 3, 24. Like for 4 times 8, we are multiplying, right? 32. Total are 30 children. Okay. So work out the least number of adults needed in the nursery. So these are the least number of adults needed for 32 children. Now, 2 more children join the nursery. Does this mean that more adults are needed in the nursery? You must give a reason for your answer. Okay. Now, let's first answer the part A of this question, which is work out the least number of adults needed in the nursery. Well, there are 30 children, right? So 4 adults are required. 3 can only take care of 24. So the answer here is 4. 4 can take care of more than 24 and up to 32. Now, when you add 2 more children, then it becomes 30 plus 2, which is 32. But we see that 4 can take care of 32, correct? So you don't need additional adults. Does this mean that more adults are needed to the nursery? So no. 4 adults can take care of up to 32 children. Right. So since 30 plus 2 is 32, 4 adults are good enough. Okay. Now let's move on and take question number 12. Emma has 45 rabbits. 30 of the rabbits are male. 8 of the female rabbits have short hair. 12 of the rabbits have long hairs. 12 of the rabbits with long hair are male. Use the information to complete the two-way table. Okay, so let's try to figure it out. So we have long hair, short hair, male, female, and total. Okay, so let's read. Emma has 45 rabbits. So that is total number of rabbits, right? So 45 will come here. Clear? 30 of the rabbits are male, right? So total male is 30. 8 of female rabbits have short hair. So we're talking about short hair and female, right? So 8 of female rabbits have short hair. So this number here is 8. 12 of the rabbits with long hair are male. So 12 long hair are male. Is that clear to you? So that is how we are going to put all the information, right? Now let's try to complete this table. So we can write down 45 minus 30 is 15. So we get this number, which is basically 45 minus 30. Now, 12 plus what is 8? So take away 12 from 30 to get this number. So we get this as 18. Now here 8 plus 7 is 15, right? So now you can add either way and then check your answer. So 12 plus 7 is 19, 8 and 8, 16, and that gives us 26. And you can just confirm 9 plus 6 is 15, 5, 1, 45. So that's all match up, right? So that is how you're going to complete the table. Now let's answer. One of Emma's rabbit is chosen at random. So that's a probability question. Write down the probability that this rabbit is a female with short hair. So we are looking for a female with short hair. So 8 out of 45. So we have 8 out of 45 as our answer. Clear? So that is how we are going to answer this. So I hope that is clear. Now let's see what is the next question here, which is question number 13, which says the total surface area of a cube is 294 centimeters square. Work out the volume. Okay, so cube has 6 faces, right? So that is like one face of a cube, and we have 6 faces of a cube. So let's just sketch one here. So 3 you can see and 3 on the back side. So 6 faces, and let's say each side length is S, right? So each side length is S, right? So in that case, area of each is S square, and this area is given to us as 294 centimeters square. Clear? So we can find the side length by dividing 294 by 6 first. So when you divide, 6 goes how many times in 29? 6 times 4 is 24, right? 5 is 30, so on less. So 4 is 24, and then 54 means 6 times 9. So we get 49. So S will be square root of 49, which is 7. So we know each side here is 7 units, right? Work out the volume. So volume is cube, right, of each side. We have 7 cube. So that is the answer. So we get what? We get 7 times 7 times 7. So which we know is 7 times 49. So let's multiply. So 49 times 7. 7 times 9 is 63. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 3 is 34, right? So we get 343 centimeter cube. Clear? So that is how we are going to find this answer. Question number 14. Here are two fractions, 7 over 5 and 5 over 7. Work out which of the fractions is closer to 1. You must show all your work. Okay. Now, 7 by 5 is actually greater than 1, and this is actually less than 1, correct? So basically, what we are looking into, that if we have 1 here, then 5 by 7 is on this side and 7 by 5 is on this side. We want to figure out which one is closer. So let's find difference between 1 and the fraction, correct? We could do that. So we can find what is 1 minus 5 over 7. We could do that. And then we can also do what is 7 over 5 minus 1. And then compare these two numbers. Is that clear? Right? So that means we could do 7 over 7 minus 5 over 7, which is 2 out of 7. Here we get 7 minus 5 over 5, which is 2 out of 5. Correct? Now you have to compare between 2 out of 5 and 2 out of 7, which is lesser. We know 2 out of 7 is less than 2 out of 5. Correct? So the closer value is 5 over 7. So that means 5 over 7 is closer. Clear? So this is closer. Correct? So that is how we are going to answer this question. Is that clear to you? Right? So 5 over 7 will be much closer than 7 over 5. Question number 16. Veronica wants to buy 35 t-shirts. Each t-shirt costs £5, 80 pence. Veronica does the calculation 40 times 6 equals to 240 to estimate the cost of 35 t-shirts. Explain how Veronica's calculations show the actual cost will be less than 240. Well, actual cost will be less than 240 since the estimate is higher for each, right? So we estimated 35, we used the value 40, and for 580, we rounded this to 6, right? Since the rounding of both numbers is higher, their product will be higher. Correct? So that is the reason why the estimate is higher. Therefore, estimate of 240 is higher. Clear? Now let's look into part B of this question, which is there is a special offer. T-shirts 580 each. Buy 30 or more teachers, get 10% off the total cost. Work out the actual cost of buying 35 teachers using special offer, right? So, well, in this case, we can adopt two methods, right? So let's say we'll adopt two methods. We'll say method 1 and method 2. So in method 1, what we will do is we'll find the actual cost. Since there are 35 teachers and we have to multiply them by 580, you can say 5.8, and then we'll do less 10%. In the second case, what we will do is we'll do 5.8 less 10%, and then we'll multiply this by 35. Correct? So these are two different methods which we could adopt. Clear? Okay, so let's do it. Method 1, we have 5.8. Let's multiply this by 35. Multiplying by 5, 5 times 8 is 40, this is 4. 25 and 4 is 29. 3 times 8 is 24, 2. 15 and 2 is 17. So what we get here is 0. 13, 3, 1, 0, 2. 1 decimal place, so we get 203. Now, we'll say less 10%. That means less 20.3, right? So let's say 0, 0. Is that clear? Because there was a 0 here, so we can add that 0. Okay. So when you do this less, we get here 70. So you borrowed 1, so it is 2. And when you borrow from here, so 10 take away 2 is 8, and this is 182. So we get a value which is 182.70 cents. Let's do the other method. So what we are doing now is, in 5.80, we are doing less 10%. So means minus 0.58. So when you do that, you get 10 take away 8 is 2, 7 take away this is 2, and then we have 5.22. So now we'll basically multiply 5.22 by 35. So that is a discounted rate, right? So we are using discounted rate. Is that clear? So 5 times 2 is 10, 11, 1, 5 times 5, 25, and 126. 3 times 2 is 6, 6, 3 times 5 is 15. When you add them up, we get 12, 1, so we get 8, and we get 1, and of course 2 decimal places, so we get the same answer. So both are good enough methods. Adopt the one which you like, and we get the price here as 182.70. Good? Now, we'll take a short break here. In part 2, we will solve rest of the questions, that is from 17 to 30. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and I hope you understand and appreciate our effort in this. If there are any questions, you can always email me those to my email address shown earlier, which is right here. Good? So I hope that helps. Thanks for your time and all the best.